Hello, my people. You welcome once again to my YouTube channel. Please, if you have not subscribed, I will always tell you to please subscribe, okay? Because if all your support that you can give me is to subscribe to my channel, okay? So in this part 3 video, we are talking about the principles of what design. I mean, this is the one of the parts of graphic designing that you have to note it very well, because if you are to become a professional graphic designer, this principles of design is going to change your life. It's going to change, I mean, your graphic design life, let me put it that way. Okay, so let's quickly move on, and before I will do that, let me set in my my pointer, okay, so that you can see. I hope you can see my pointer. Okay, so let's start with the first one, the meaning of a principle of design. When you say principle of design, what does it mean? All right, so we are saying that in order to better your understanding in graphic designing, you need to also understand the principles in life. Even in life is based, or life actually is based on principles. If you work in this life with the principles of success, you will be successful. If you want to be rich, there are principles that you need to follow. If you want your business to grow, there are principles that you need to follow. Same way, if you want your graphic design career to change, there are principles that you need to follow, and these are the principles that I'm going to take you through. So please take your time very well. All right, so let's start with the first one. We are saying that there are basically 12. I mean, there are more. I think there is a mistake here of design. So we have the balance, we have the emphasis, we have the contrast, the proportion, alignment, proximity, simplicity, function, hierarchy, repetition. There are even more than 12. Okay, pathing. All these are the principles of design, and you need to know them. So I'm going to take one after the other and explain. I just picked out the one that I think is going to change your graphic design career. Okay, all right. So we are saying that these principles work together to create beautiful visual content to users. In this lesson, we will discuss only 7. I'm going to just discuss only 7 with you. Okay, 7 with you. So we need to know that very well. Okay, so these 7 that I'm going to take you through, I'm going to talk about the balance, the contrast, emphasis. I'm going to also talk about the hierarchy, the alignment, proximity, and then lastly, I'm also going to talk about the movement and then repetition. These are the 7 principles of design that I'm going to talk about for today. Okay, for in this video particular, not for today, because you may be watching me. So let's take them one after the other. Let me position my camera here so that you can have a look at what is happening here. So you could see that I have symmetrical balance, and then asymmetrical balance, and then radial balance. These are the types of balance. So there is also another principle in graphic design. We call it composition layout. So when you take your sheet, for instance, or when you select or you choose your document and you are to start designing, first thing in mind, you have to sketch your design there. If you don't sketch your design there, have it in mind before you create anything. You already have the original design in your head. So put it down, just try to sketch it. Sketching it will help you to, move forward, or will help you to get it so easily, and this will help you to get it balanced. Okay, so let's know what is the meaning of what a balance. So we are saying balance is the distribution of the visual weight of what object, the element of design, that is the colors, the texture, and the space. Okay, it is also the visual arrangement of elements in a layout. In a layout simply means the arrangement. Okay, how you be able to arrange your pictures, you be putting your text very well. That is what we call the arrangement. So if we are able to arrange them in an alignment, position them very well, that is what we call by balance. So you need to make sure that your design is balanced. Are you balancing it symmetrically or asymmetrically or radial? It all depends on you. Okay, now let's move on to the types of what balance. There are 3 main types of balance. The first one is the symmetrical balance. Now when you say symmetrical balance, what does it mean? It means that the work of the art is the same on the other side. Okay, just as you are in a mirror. So for instance, if you are in a mirror and then you are seeing yourself, just as I see myself in the camera, it is me. The same thing as you see it, you see me here, the same as I see myself in the camera. Okay, that is what we call by symmetrical. So if you take a look at the picture over here, you can see that what I see here is the same as what I also see on the right hand side. Are you getting it? That is the symmetrical balance. Then let's move on the asymmetrical balance. That one is the opposite. Okay, that one it's involved. It means that the two halves of the work of art are different, however try to create a balance. They are different, but they are trying to create what? A balance. And then the radial, the elements are arranged around a central point and may be similar. Okay, so don't worry, I'll be showing you some examples of balance. So if you want to design, you need to know your balance very well. Balance your design. How am I going to make my design balance? The pictures should be the same. You cannot, it depends. So if for instance you are designing a church flyer, you could say that the host is a little bit bigger than the rest of, let's say, the guests. Okay, it depends on how balanced you want to balance your work. Okay, all right, so we start practically and then you would understand it better. Now the contrast. Now contrast refers to the arrangement of opposite elements and then effects. Okay, so if you take a look at this very well, there is a contrast there. How you combine your colors. You say, for example, light and dark colors, smooth and rough texture, large and small shapes. Contrast can be used to create variety and visual interest and drama in an artwork. Okay, yes, so if you want your artwork to be genuinely beautiful, you need to create a contrast, and that is what you see. So if you look at the left one, the first one here, the hello, you could see that the contrast is very bad. Why? Look at the color of the background and then the color of what they used to retain it. You could see that you cannot have a clear view of that design. That is a bad contrast, and this is a good one. It has a white background and then it's visible. Okay, so contrast is also very important, and contrast comes by you being able to combine your colors. If you are able to combine your colors very well, I mean, contrast is going to help you. Let's move on to the next one, which is hierarchy. I mean, this is so amazing. We all know the meaning of hierarchy, right? Hierarchy can be created through contrast. With hierarchy, you can manipulate what the reader sees first and remembers and understands. So the first work, for instance, this YouTube video that you are watching, the first thing that will make you click to watch is the thumbnail. So if you look at the thumbnail very well, you could see that you saw the introduction of graphic design. Then you saw elements and principles. So the first thing, the colors, how I chose the colors, the image there, it attracts you. It makes you, I mean, it brought you to watch the video. Okay, and then hierarchy tells the reader what to look first, okay, and remember last. So at the end of this video, you are going to remember that, oh, I learned about this. It is about what? It is the text, how visible and how you are going to see the thing. So you, the designer, you have to sit down, be in the shoes of the reader. Okay, and then let's look at this. You can see that the first thing that I will see, look at the first one before. You can see that before this, the reader cannot see the Jane Smith, but after, you can see that there is a Jane Smith there. That is what we call by contrast. It matches with hierarchy. Okay, what I can see and I remember. Okay, last. Okay, so take a look at this very well, this artwork. the first thing that I can set my eye is the escutcheon reloaded, and I will see the colors and then also the images. It's so beautiful. So on this channel there is a tutorial on this particular flyer. You can just learn how to design it. So let's move on to the next one. Alignment. Alignment is very, very important. It's very, very, very important. You cannot design your work and then make it anyhow, arrange it anyhow. You could see the image here, text here. It's not so, it's not professional. For you to make your design so professional, you need to know how to align them. So alignment is the proper arrangement of your visual elements so they line up properly. Okay, no matter how quality resources used, if you fail to align them properly, your design would fall apart. There are some people, they have quality pictures, they have quality resources to design, but they don't know how to align, and so therefore they make the design so disastrous. So please learn how to align your work. Now let's talk about the types of alignment. We have the edge alignment. The edge alignment is when elements are aligned either to the left, to the right, bottom or top. So if you take a look at this one is the edge alignment. It is aligned to the left, okay, the first one, and then this one is aligned to the what, to the right, and then this one is aligned to the what, to the center. This one is aligned to top, this one is aligned to the middle, to the center, and this one is aligned down. So if I want to know the edge alignment, it says that it is either aligned to the left, which is this one, to the right, to the top, or to the bottom. Alright, and then what about the second one, the center alignment? This occurs when elements are aligned to the center, and in the center it could be the top to the bottom or right to the left. So what it means is that this is the top to the bottom, I will align them center, or I will align left and then the right, I will align them to the center. So what it means is that if I want to align my work, I can either choose that. If you take a look at these two, the first one and the second one, they are all aligned to the left, and then this one too aligned to the right, and then this one let me talk about this one too, is aligned down. They are all aligned down, okay. Then this one too is aligned top. Now let's talk about these two, that is the center. You could see that the top one and the down one are all aligned at the center, but the first one, you could see that the top one and the bottom one are all aligned to the center. But looking at this one, the left and then the right one are also aligned to the center. That is what it means by center alignment. So when you are done with your design or in the process of designing, make sure that you align your work properly. You align text, you align pictures, you align shapes, everything, so that your work will look neat. Let's look about the emphasis. Emphasis in designing is very important. What is your designing talking about? Is your designing focusing on what? Is it advertising? Okay, so you have to emphasize on one particular thing that you need to talk about. So he says that emphasis is a strategy that aims, okay, to draw the viewer's attention to a specific design element. At the end of the day, what do you want your readers to achieve? I want to draw their attention. So you cannot just design something and then leave it like that. Make sure that what you are designing, at the back of your mind, you know that I am designing to tell people this. I am sending an information out there, and I want the readers to focus on. So you have to know one particular thing in the design that you want the readers to focus on. That is what we call by emphasis. That could be an area of content, to an image, or to a link, or to the button. We see emphasis used in most fields of design, including architectural, landscape design, and then fashion designing. Okay, so let's take a look at this flyer design. You could see that my emphasis was on grand opening. So you could see that the first thing that I want to draw your attention to is the grand opening. You could see that the first thing that you saw is the grand opening, and then it follows by reading E-Town City Park. That is what we call by emphasis. I am emphasizing on grand opening. And then this one too, I am emphasizing on Happy New Month. Okay, this one too, I'm emphasizing on this image. Okay, the image looks so big, so the first thing, you set your eyes on the image before you come to the name of the company. All these tutorials will be on this channel, so you can just check them out. Okay, now let's talk about the last but one. Let's talk about this one. This is the proximity. Proximity is very, very important. You see, proximity in graphic design can refer to how close the words and images are, or how far apart they are within the work. So if your design, let me take you back for this. For instance, you can see that how far or how close my design are. You can see that they are very close, they are not all far apart. Okay, just look at this image. It says that elements are placed closer together. Okay, so if you look at this before, they are very close together, but after, look at the way they have arranged it very nicely. That is what we call by proximity. Okay, this is proximity, before and then after. You don't have to design and then leave your design like this. I mean, what are you emphasizing? I mean, it doesn't even look so beautiful, so you have to make sure that everything is aligned. Okay, and then the last one, which is the movement. Movement is I mean, as the name even bears, movement is one of the principles of design, which gives the artist control over what the viewer sees next. So if you see a designer, a flyer design, grand opening for instance, then your eyes will be moving through to read through. That is, so if I design, to be a graphic designer is not just one day job. You need to take your time and then plan your work very well. Okay, now using this principle, the artist can create the parts. Okay, our eyes will travel as we look at the artwork. For example, our attention is first captured by the main focal point, and then it proceeds to move around the position or the composition as one element, and after another catches our attention. So after you read a grand opening, the next attention is the image. The next attention is, let me look at this one. So it means that you, the graphic designer, you have captured the person's attention. You may not be there actually, but you be capture the person's attention, moving the person through your design, your artwork. Have you seen that designing is very, very important? So this is the movement. Okay, you just have to get them. So let's talk about repetition. Now you see, repetition actually simply means that using the same elements over and over again. Often repetition is a great way to add texture to the piece. Okay, repetition works with pattern to make the artwork seem active. Okay, the repetition of elements of design creates unity within the artwork. Okay, so let's look at this picture or this image very well. You could see that they have repeated one particular circle with colors plenty in it, which looks so beautiful. So repetition is very, very important. Now in the next part, we'll be talking about types of graphic design. Okay, so I will end here and then continue the part 4 later. Please don't forget to like, comment, let me know your opinion on what. If you like this video, let me know your comment in the comment section. All right, so let me see you in the part 4.